Hello, and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 73. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How's it going?
It's a week.
It is. It's a week of pre-recording.
We're away again.
Yep, we're in another state, far in the distant lands of giant trees.
Doing things.
It'll be fun
when this video comes out.
Yep. So we may be off on timing if other reveals happen or other things happen. So if it seems like this is a little out of date, it might be out of date. I don't think anything else is going to happen, but yeah.
Yeah. Our main topic today is going to be talking about the new pushes in Flesh and Blood with the Armory kit being revealed. We got the Flail of Agony, Phantom Banshee, some exciting cards.
Awesome art.
We got the adult Vincent.
Speculative, but most likely.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Me too.
And yeah, so we want to dig into that, but we also want to just talk about some other things that are coming up in this crazy hype summer. So it's going to be a busy summer. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out. So we just want to talk about it. But first, a word from our sponsors, us. Take a look down in the description. There are a couple links. One, to our TCG Player store. If you haven't noticed, we've been putting out these videos of Tales from the TCG Player store, where John and I get on and open cards, and then eventually they find their way up to the TCG Player store. And you can support the channel by buying those cards, keeping the cycle going.
Yeah. There's a bunch already. I know when we last spoke about it, it was a little uncertain how quick we'd get Flesh and Blood up, but I did spend some time and get some up. Not a ton, but some. There's some Flesh and Blood up there.
Yes. And if you don't want to buy cards from us, you can support us by coming and talking with us. Join our Patreon. Get access to the Discord for $1. $1 gives you access to our Discord, and then you can come and talk to us about whatever you want. Usually people want to talk to us about cardboard, but we talk about a whole bunch of different random things in the Discord. We play games. We talk about comics. We talk about card games. We talk about new exciting card games like Star Wars. That's the thing I want to talk about. And I mean, it's not coming out till 2024.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, we have a little time.
Eventually.
And if you get a higher level subscription, that you also have access to box breaks by us and box product and such.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. We will have more of that coming soon.
Yeah. That's the fun part of having actual shop with actual access. We can sell stuff to you guys. Yay.
We're doing things.
It's exciting. Yay, we're getting there.
So let's get into it. The first piece that I saw was the Flail of Agony. Vincent Specialization Shadow Runeblade Flail Weapon. Swings for 1, once per turn action. When this hits, create a rune chant. So it's like a little dagger.
Whoa. You missed a big important part.
What? That it doesn't cost a resource and it costs your life?
That's it. That's the one. Oh my goodness. I guess the Vincent Specialization is also pretty special.
It's pretty important because now
that's the first. Yeah.
Shiana has a weapon.
Shiana does have a weapon, but also this is the first time a specialization has been on a weapon. So you know how Briar's favorite sword is used by other rune blades because it's just superior.
Right.
This is a way to make weapons that fit a theme, a style, a concept, but don't get stretched outside of the bounds like we did see with Rosetta Thorn.
Yeah.
Because I think that was really made for her. It wasn't really... I don't think it was supposed to be used by the other ones, honestly.
Right. And I think that's more of future proofing because I don't really see how that would play out now. Because it has to be a Shadow Rune Blade, and you could play it in Chain and Blitz, but would you want to over Rosetta?
Maybe or Chain and LL?
Sure, but LL doesn't exist yet, so that's what I was talking about now.
Sure. But
that's why I said it was about future proofing. Yes.
Yep. But yeah.
Yeah.
Would you play it over Briar? I don't think so.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
would you even play this over Rosetta in Vincent?
We'll find out what Vincent does.
Yeah, that's the question.
That would be really funny if they give him a specialization weapon and then he just plays Rosetta Thorn.
It's a she, but yeah, yeah,
She.
yeah, yeah. It's cool. Um, yeah, it makes me wonder what this is doing that Vincent wants so badly. Rune chant, obviously, that's a theme we're seeing around her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping this take damage thing does something because you know how all of the images have like nails driven through her body and shit.
What if it's every time you take damage, create a rune chant?
That's what I'm speculating.
Because
And
then it's a 3. It's technically 3 damage for 1 health because you're creating
yep,
2 rune chants
yep, that's pretty good trade,
potentially
isn't it?
if it hits.
Isn't it? Isn't that pretty good trade?
If it hits.
Yeah, but 2 of those are arcane.
So what? Right.
That's
No,
pretty
one.
gross.
If it hits, create a rune chant, and
Mhm.
so that would be on the next turn's attack.
So would the when you take damage, create a rune chant. So you
Yeah,
you basically create 2 to slap 1, lose 1 health.
but wouldn't no? You would. It would come. One arcane would come in no matter what because you're attacking with a weapon, and you. How does that prioritize?
No, it's because it's pay. It has to
Because
be
it's
in
during the
existence
pay
before
phase,
you swing. Yeah, it has to be in existence before you
and
swing.
swinging and pain happens at the same time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it would basically create 2 for the next
right.
phase if that's what she does. I don't think that's what she does. She may do something like that, um, but it would be too difficult to kill her if every time you hit her with a 6, she creates. Well, maybe okay. Maybe it every time she takes damage, she creates a rune chant. Even if it's 7 damage, it's just 1 rune chant.
Yeah,
Then the thing to counter her would be hit her with very big things.
right.
Because then the efficiency falls off. It could be that. It could be that. I don't know. We'll see. Pretty cool though. I like it. I like the theme. It definitely fits with the nails in her arms and stuff.
Yeah, and our new keyword, Runegate,
Yeah.
which is on the Phantom Banshee, comes in a rainbow of red, yellow, and blue. Red swinging for 7, they all block 3. Yellow swinging for 6. Blue swinging for 5, costs 3. But if you control rune chants equal to or greater than its cost, you may play it from your banished zone without paying its resource cost. While this is in your banished zone, it does have blood debt. So at the beginning of your end phase, lose 1 health.
So if what we're speculating is true though,
And you
you
lose 1
want
health from
blood
blood
debt.
debt.
Yeah, you want to banish
So
3
you
or
get
4
real
cards. You
low.
create 4 different rune chants. You lower yourself. You
Yeah.
basically make yourself close to death. But if you look at Vincett's art, she looks
Yeah.
like she's on the verge of death with nails and all this stuff
Right.
happening.
Right.
Like, yeah, that could be pretty cool. Could be pretty cool. And then you just combo off with a massive stack of rune chants.
Yeah.
If there's some way to get go again. A lot of people were saying go again. They think go again would be the thing, which makes sense. That's what Chain did.
Yeah.
There might be something to turn off blood debt. There might be something that gives her a better shot. Like maybe she does
She
do
does have
some sort
20
of.
health. And
That's a, maybe there's a damage her but also heal her capability. People were talking about how healing cards are going to spike off her.
that's true.
You
That
know,
makes sense.
what if it was something where it's like every time you take damage, you lose a life. Every time you have less life than your opponent and you do damage, you gain a life, like life for life card. That sure does look like a Vincent on that card. And that's how that works.
Yeah.
Every time you swing it, if it hits,
Right.
if
You
you
gain
have
a life
less
for that.
life, you gain a
Yeah.
life. Yeah, so those types of cards are going to be thematic. And when you start looking through the art for Vincent like cards, you're like, oh wow, there's a lot of little life game things that
Yeah.
have pictures of her. So I'm wondering if she's like the vampire, like the old decks that would be like gain life, lose life.
Yeah. Like a
You know?
Rakdos.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It feels like that's the direction it's going. I love it. I'm so happy for it. I can't wait. What
Cool.
else? What else do you think about her?
Valiant Dynamo stonks going up. This doesn't have piercing like the other daggers. So I can just keep blocking that flail. That's what I think. That's
I
what
like how
my mind went.
everything is Dory.
Gotta talk Dory to you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This armor looks crazy. It kind of makes me wonder if, in the adult version, we're assuming this is the adult
Mhm.
version, which would be interesting too, because that means we're getting an adult version.
Yeah.
it makes me wonder if Carrion Husk is gonna be a thing, or if there's gonna be a new shadow chess piece for her.
I don't know. With all this damage she's taking, I feel like
Carrion Husk would be nice. It
Carrion
would be
Husk would be
nice,
nice.
but if this is like some sort of rune chanty armor, maybe each of your rune chants you can activate this and your rune chants act as ward,
Yeah,
something. I don't know. I really don't know, but it looks like a freaking tank sheet around her. It's crazy.
it does.
It's, it's wild. So it makes you feel like there's going to be something tanky happening with her, but it's hard to say. And what are
Yeah, I
these
feel like you can't
webs
really
coming
go
out of her
off
mouth?
the. I can't feel. Yeah, questions.
Questions, lots of questions. And where are the demons?
True, true.
And maybe the demons aren't a thing. Maybe it's just Runegate, right? She attacks with banshees and things that it's not like a ally, it's a temporary, almost like the
Yeah,
illusion attacks, like the angels, the old
yeah.
angels, the heralds. So I don't know. I love it. I love the theme. I'm definitely a player. I can't help it. See, I'm terrible at this game because I can't help but play every new thing. It's too fun. It's too fun.
I've
Ugh,
finally
okay.
gotten out of that trend.
I don't care. Yeah, you just love Dory. So
Uh-huh.
boring. So boring to talk to.
I know.
All right, one other thing.
You haven't even played my new Dory yet.
I thought I did once. No?
No, no. You
Okay.
played the commoner Axis Dory.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't play Dagger Dory yet.
No, you're right. So one other thing, there's this awesome playmat that I'm pretty much have to get. Uh it's an angel dude that looks like he should be a demon
Yep.
with a crazy magic mage staff, a bunch of arms reaching up to rip at his robes, and some crazy geometric patterns. Our local expert, Gary, believe he's often on Fresh and Buds. Is that the name of it? Did I say that
Every
correctly?
Wednesday.
Yep. Um, is he's an expert at the languages in I'm making this I wouldn't call him an expert. I don't know if he'd call himself an expert. I think he's an expert.
I
He
call him an
knows,
expert.
he seems like an expert to me. I'll put it that way. I don't know if he'd
He has
classify himself
time
that way.
invested.
Oh my god, he knows the languages from Flesh and Blood. And I asked him to translate this because I assumed he knew. It's a new language. It's not any of the other ones, which is like so who is this? What's happening? What class is this? Like, because the language of soul is like a language, right? The language of the monastery is a language, and I think there's one other language. So what is this? What is this?
I don't know.
It's wild. It's
Questions.
wild, is what it is.
Like I said,
Questions,
questions. We
big
got
questions,
questions.
huge questions. I love it. I love the hype. It's so easy to get hyped. They do such a good job with this.
Oh, absolutely.
So fun. Uh, and it's called Requiem for the Damned. Is this like the beginning of the teasing into Necromancer? I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I
It
don't.
could. What if it's just a like a hero that they introduce as just a blitz, like a
Mhm.
test. So fun. Anyways, moving on.
Anything else you want to talk about with Flesh and Blood and Dust Till Dawn?
Nope, markets are pretty quiet, calming down.
Hmm.
Check out the market updates. You probably heard the Thursday one,
Yep.
and we'll have another one coming out soon.
Hmm.
Though maybe not on time because we'll be away.
True.
We
Yeah,
have to
we
figure
should.
that one out.
We'll
We'll
do.
figure it out.
Yeah. It may not. It probably will not be Monday morning.
Yeah,
No, I
exactly.
promise you, it will not be Monday morning. It will be at some point next week. We will have another Fab Watch.
Yeah. All right, moving on. What else is happening in the TCG, CCG space
Everyone
that
hates
you're
magic.
excited about?
Lord of the Rings magic.
I'm not hearing everyone hates that. I'm hearing it's already like incredibly
No,
oversold.
everyone hates magic. Everyone loves Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, they seem to love the Lord of the Rings magic
Yeah.
because it is all
Well,
the shops are getting super allocated.
right. So that's the thing is like magic. Everyone hates it online, but it still sells.
Oh my god, yeah, it sells like
That's the thing.
crazy. Like it's huge. It's not. Yeah, everyone quote unquote hates it, but they still spend a lot of money buying it, so it's fine.
Correct.
Um, yeah, I am not really all that interested in Lord of the Rings. I'll be honest. I'll play the commander decks with you.
Blasphemy.
I know. It's because it's such a high demand. There's so many people that are like desperate for it, and it's gonna spike up immediately.
Right.
There's no way I didn't like pre-order any, so there's no way I'm getting any. So there's no reason for me to be hype about it. You already ordered stuff, so you'll get yours.
Yep. Jeffrey
So
Bezos
it's all good.
got
Like
me good.
I'm not too worried about it. The specialty Warhammer decks got re-released like 3 times.
Yeah.
So I think most of the product will get come out in waves. Obviously, I it's not obvious,
I
but I
no, I
suspect collector
guarantee.
boxes are actually going to be very rare and hard to come by, and it's going to be one of the few collector boxes I'm not going to have.
I also think that they will come out in waves because they want to keep the hype of the One Ring.
That's fair. Good, good. We'll see.
Yeah.
I might be able to get some after the fact, but from what I'm hearing,
I bet you will.
it is like pre-sold out.
Yeah.
That's from distro level people talking about it, saying saying good luck.
Yeah.
It's not happening. You can't pre-order it anymore. You can't like it's yeah. So I'm guessing that set is going to be bananas because Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes.
Makes sense. I do look forward to playing if you want to play the commander decks because I like the themes,
Yeah. Oh,
Rohirrim
absolutely.
and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
The Commander decks were on sale for like $46 for a while. So I grabbed them then. Um, and then I got the gift bundle with Gandalf on it for $50.
nice.
That comes with a collector booster that will have the One Ring guaranteed.
Absolutely guaranteed it's
Yep.
going to be in there. Is that you're really pinning all your hopes on that, aren't you?
No.
Oh, okay, because we were talking
No.
about the One Ring, and we were like, "Oh, a shop will probably open it," and da da da. And you're like, "No, it's gonna be in the bundles." And we're
No,
like,
no,
"What?"
I said it could be in the
Yeah,
bundles.
yeah, I know, but
So,
what,
and
like
that
it
was
came out of left field, and it feels like you're pulling for that. That's what you really want in
no,
your
what I'm
heart
just
and
saying is
soul.
it is possible that it's in one of the bundles that don't come out until after the set.
Oh, they don't come out at the
They
same
don't come out at the
time.
same time.
Oh, I don't think I
So if it's
understood
in one
that.
of those, then we won't see it and everyone will be all the stores will do their crazy openings. I'm just saying that there's a
No, you're right.
possibility.
You're right. That's
Possibility.
a good point. I didn't even think about that. I didn't realize it was a different time period. Like
Hmm.
that didn't even click for me. Got it.
Yes.
That's wild.
And what else? Um, got a good price on a set box, a draft box. The draft box I plan on us drafting, which I think will be really fun. And the 2-player starter decks, which I just think will be fun to play with friends that aren't that into Magic but are into Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you actually got that, huh?
Yeah, it was like $10 or something on sale.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah.
Starter decks, they're all like low power stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's that 2-player
Yeah,
learn.
I know.
It's specific
It's a good
learn to
learn to
play.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good product. It's perfect for exactly what you described.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because I know I have a bunch of friends that are into Lord of the Rings but don't play Magic. But
yeah.
if I show them this, they will be like, "Yes, let's do it."
All right, let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah. Overall, I am kind of just down on Magic, but Lord of the Rings has me very excited.
You listen to too many podcasters or why? What's your down on magic reasoning?
I just have like I went through that most recent phase of drafting a lot, and I had a bunch of fun. Um, but I think that's more based on the set because then I tried drafting Mom and didn't like it, and so I bounced off, and then I just haven't really thought about it since. And I just
That's fair.
have no. I usually have some kind of like itch to play. Now I have
Hmm.
none.
Oh, okay. I just assumed we were just back on the Fab cycle because that's what
I
happened
very much
before. Like
am.
we went back to Magic when we got bored of Fab, and then
Right.
Fab's back to a new thing, and we are back in that.
Right. But now's usually about the time that I start dipping back into Magic, and I am not.
The pulsing heartbeat of the collectible gamer.
Yes.
It's between Magic and Fab for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even close to Board of Outsiders yet. We haven't even drafted it that much.
I have
You have not.
like 5 times, 5, 6 times.
How? When?
at the shops.
The shops did not draft that many times. You're talking about sealed as well, the
Oh,
pre-releases?
yeah, yeah, I was including those.
Oh, yeah, that's not
Just
draft.
limited. Yeah.
Yeah, limited. Okay, fair. Yeah. We've done like 5
Mhm.
different. Yeah, but sealed's very different
It
than
is,
draft.
especially in this set.
Yeah, yeah, but I get you.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just it's usually it's about this time in a set cycle that I usually start looking for another game, but I've been honestly, I've been just playing a lot of Talishar.
Yeah, but
And every time I think about getting onto Arena and then figuring out if I have to get a deck and then do I put more money into it and I don't want to do that.
yeah, that's totally legit. I am
Where
1000% on board with not spending money on Magic stuff,
I think it
at
was
this
once I started playing Talishar on my iPad, that's what kicked it in.
I
Because
love
now
it.
I
You
can just
just like you realize something's available in a different form factor and it changes your entire like existence,
it
you know?
yes,
Yeah, no, I get it. I get
because
it.
it
I
allows me to
love it.
play it more often.
You're like,
Because
I'm
there are a lot
sitting
of
down at the
times where
TV
like,
and I'm
yeah,
playing a game. Yeah,
yeah, Jillian and I
100%.
will be sitting on the couch like last night. We were watching RuPaul and I just had Talishar on.
Yeah, and you're just crushing with Dory, two blades or whatever you're calling it. Dagger
Dagger
Dory.
Dory?
It's not
Yeah.
really Dagger Dory because 'cause she's got a sword.
A sword and a dagger.
Alright, I guess it's a Dagger Dory. It's not what I wanted Dagger Dory to be when that dagger came out, I was like, "Oh, I wanna make a double Dagger Dory."
It's good as a one of. It's
It
not
is.
good
It is not good too.
to.
Yeah, no, I get it, I get it. I was just hoping there was something that, changed that dynamic, but it didn't
Yeah.
happen.
If we had an adult Kasai where the second attack was free, then
That would
yes,
be kinda cool, yeah.
that could be
Yeah.
good. But then why are you not playing sabers?
Oh, true, yeah, no, because you need the
So,
coinage.
mhm,
Yeah, no, you definitely Sabers for her.
yeah.
I think I was hoping there was a separate dagger that did a thing that
I mean, we will
synergized.
get more daggers. Maybe in
Uh,
Dusk Till Dawn we get more daggers.
yeah, of course, and that might be the thing. Wouldn't that be cool if she had, like, a shadow dagger and then the light dagger? It's not even light, it's like silver. Maybe it'll be silver and, like, I don't know, black metal or something, meteorite, something like that.
Could be.
That'd be cool. I like the idea of corrupting Dory with the demonastery.
Would be cool. Um yeah, I don't know. I think I might actually find a binder and do a Lord of the Rings binder.
I like it.
Basically just open some product. I'll probably throw the set box on the shelf, open the draft. Like I'm not going crazy and getting like all the collector stuff for it. I just want like the non-foil cheapest version so I have a binder of just the art.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. The art is really cool and rather unique in
And
most
with
of it.
all of the actually I may just do rainbow because with all the collector packs that are going to be open, a lot of the singles I think are going to be pretty darn cheap.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yes, just like all the other Magic art variants tend
Yep.
to be very affordable. Yeah, you can get a really nice set. Now, you won't be able to get the, like, special like, the map lineup well, actually, you can because those were land sets,
Yep.
weren't they?
Mhm.
Yeah, you'll probably be able to get all of them. Yeah. Yeah, without paying too much.
Yeah. I'll
That'll
wait
be a
and then
fun
I
little
can wait.
collection.
So,
Yeah.
wait for the hype to die down, wait for Masters, Commander Masters to come out.
Wait, is that really the order? I thought, Lord of the Rings was after Masters. Am I wrong?
No, Lord of the Rings is before.
Oh, it is. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. People are going to be so wallet fatigued by the end of the summer.
What did I say, John?
There's going to be no money left in the universe.
The
All of
hype
it
of
will be
summer
in
is coming is
Hasbro.
the title of this podcast.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So, Commander Masters. First
Mhm.
time they ever did a Commander product in a Masters format or Masters for Commander. Pretty
Yes.
cool, if you ask me. I love the fact that they're doing it.
Mhm.
Oftentimes, they print Commander staples in master products, which is one of the reasons to do it because
They
usually
print
it's.
Commander staples and standard products now.
I know. I'm just saying the reason master products kind of exist, in my opinion, and this is no expert opinion, it's just my opinion,
Mhm.
is to reduce the prices on those Commander staples that have gone bonkers because Commander is the most popular format. And
Right.
people are like, oh, well, maybe I could be wrong on that. Maybe there's some pro level stuff that makes cards go bonkers, but I really feel like most of them
Mm,
because it's Commander, right?
yeah.
Am I wrong about that? I don't know. This is my theory. And so
As
those
two
products will have.
disenfranchised Magic players, I think it's Commander that drives the prices.
I agree. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Some hype idea or deck or style or whatever commander comes out, and then people want that card, and da 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 da, and then it gets more and more things that work with it, like heuristic study or whatever. It's like
Mhm.
if you do that thing, then it's useful, and you want to have a couple different versions of decks that do it, and the price goes up. Anyways, masters are reprints, which is
Yes.
fantastic. A commander focused reprint set, kind of cool, not that big of a deal. Cool art sets and stuff will be nice. But the drafting is really where I'm excited, which is weird because I'm usually not excited for draft in Magic. Um, I liked Baldur's Gate. Sorry, you can yell at me in the comments below. Hashtag Baldur's Gate sucked. I liked that commander draft. I thought it was fun. And this is a product that's like reprints of commander cards in a draft that's like curated to be
Mhm.
super fucking fun. Like, I'm kind of excited for this product. I will probably buy some and then get a group together and draft it because it will be fun.
I will
Um,
draft it, I will not pay for it.
no, it's expensive. I,
Yep.
I mean, 1000% understand every complaint about that, and I'm in the same camp. But I'll still buy a box or two and use it for fun,
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
That's what I'm doing with Lord of the Rings.
agreed. I mean, yeah, you're doing it for more than just that, though.
What?
Buying Lord of the Rings because it's Lord of the Rings. You're not just buying it to just because it'll be fun to draft. We have no idea if it'll be fun to draft.
No, we don't, but it'll be
Yeah.
fun
So,
because
yeah,
it's Lord of the
yeah.
Rings.
Whereas a master's product typically is well curated. Well, I guess that's not always true. It's usually the what they call like the Dominaria remastered. It's the
Remastered.
remastered products that are the really well curated draft
Mm.
sets because that's the whole point. They remaster it by taking a theme, shoving his stuff together into like a really good draftable cube, and then releasing it. That's typically the theme. So I'm not sure if masters have had good draftable products in the past, but I'm hoping it does because I did enjoy Commander drafting, and I hope they keep doing more Commander drafting stuff because I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
Not so much about this price though.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
This price is pretty hefty. Maybe I'll just go to a shop and draft. That'll actually probably be what I end up doing
That's probably the best
because
way to
you
do it.
probably be able to pay like 30 or $40, get the experience. It'll be
Uh-huh.
fun, couple hours, etc. Um, yeah, that's actually probably the better move instead of buying a $360 box. God, so expensive.
Yep.
Poor Magic being ruined by corporate pirates.
Yeah, I don't wanna support it. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
and then they're doing all these weird things. Like, did you hear what they're doing with standard?
extending it or whatever.
Extending it by a year.
Isn't that good though? That means your cards don't cycle out. That's actually anti-greed.
But there are problem cards.
Oh,
And
they'll
they're
still they said they'd still have aggressive banning. That was part of the announcement.
that's not what I took away from the announcement.
They
That
they
they're
s-
having one banning a year in
and
the
then
fall,
emergency
and then
bannings on a
emergency
per
banning
set
on a per
basis,
set basis. Yeah.
which is what that's more than they currently ban.
Yeah.
So they're
That's what
increasing
they're
banning
saying
and
they're doing.
extending it. Well,
But
yeah, I mean, we won't know until we see it actually in
yeah.
action,
Yeah.
but I think it's for
But
the
if they
better. I
if
think that's a little
but
less
then if they
greedy.
do ban it, if they do start banning things, is that good for the cards and is that good for the long-term value of your collection? Is what
Probably
happens when it gets
okay.
banned.
Well, I'm guessing it's just the shit that gets broken. I'm guessing they threw that out there to keep their design team from committing suicide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're like, we can't track that many
Yeah.
sets.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, let's add more cards to the format
I'm sure, like that has got to be a really hard
and
announcement as the
decrease the
design
amount of
team.
bannings.
They're like losing their mind. Yeah. So no, I mean they're not decreasing the amount; they're increasing the amount of bannings. That's what I'm saying. They ban once a year pretty much ever now, maybe twice. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. They don't ban every set. This says they can ban every set now.
They can. Doesn't mean they
And
will.
well, of course, you want them to not ban at all if you can avoid it. But they're saying that
But with
we
all
will
these
like expect it.
right.
Expect it is essentially what that's saying to me.
Okay.
That was my takeaway. I don't know. We'll see how it actually plays out. But that poor design team, I feel for them. Their life just got immensely harder.
Yeah. And plus, all those sets were designed before they might have thought
That's
of
what I
that.
mean. That was a surprise. Figure a way to
Surprise.
make it work, and they're like, "The hell?" Which is probably where the policy came from. The
Yep.
policy was pushed back on them saying, "You can't do that. You have no idea what that's about to create, like the shit show that will create
Yeah.
if you don't plan that way in the future. We planned for these cards to cycle out before this other set, you know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, so that's probably where that part came from.
Yep.
We'll see. Freaking gives you more and more respect for Flesh and Blood. Sorry to go back to that, but
Yeah.
shit, 10 sets in, a couple bands here and there, but
Yep.
overall, not that many. Suspend here and there. Again, overall, not that many. And
Nope.
they keep going with this craziness. Some at
And
some
we have an
point,
awesome diverse meta where lots of things are
oh, it's
viable.
amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. Someday that's gotta change. They will design themselves into a corner over time. It's just a math problem.
Yeah.
Like, if you have infinitely increasing card pool, they will break again and again and again. Or they'll end up with, like, kinda how Magic does, where they release the same card with a different name and it's, like, different flavor, but it's literally, like, the same mechanic again and again.
Like Plunder Run and Premeditate.
Or, like, Scar for Scar, except it would be Scar less Scar, and it will have the exact same
Scarlet Scar.
mechanics. I just made that up, but you see what I'm saying? Like, they actually do that in Magic, where it's, like,
Yeah. Oh,
a
I know.
1/1 that costs 1 and adds mana, right? Like, there's 1,000 different versions of that exact card. They're all different names, though. So I hope they don't go that route. But someday they may have to, just because, you know. And I actually would prefer that to having the same card with a bazillion variants, because when you have to list a card that has been reprinted 3 times,
Yep.
it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Let me just tell you, as a shop owner, it's a pain in the butt. Everyone says Magic has so many variants. How do you do it? Well, TCG Player actually separates out their variants, so you're able to list the cards pretty easily. You can find which one, the number is different, da 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 da. Not so with Flesh and Blood, unfortunately. They
Mm,
all jam under the same thing, so you have to look through like 70 things under one thing to just find the one version of it. It's actually a lot harder with Flesh and Blood because of that. It's unfortunate.
yeah. Anything pre
Yes.
2.0.
Yes. Anything pre. Yeah. Because you have first edition, you have unlimited, you have foil, you have non foil, you have all the conditions. Each listing is there. That's a lot of different listings. I got pretty good at it when I was listing them, though. I started to get the feel for like how fast I have to scroll to get to the foil unlimited section.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying though.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they just split out. They probably will over time.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's
So,
next?
like you were talking about, speaking of Commander staples, Lord of the Rings is going to be filled with them.
Oh,
They have
why do you say?
they showed off this one card, Delighted Halfling. It's that 1 green mana, 1/2, tap to add 1 colorless, or tap to add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a legendary spell, and that spell can't be countered.
Ooh, that is cool.
So you can use that to bring in your commander. You can bring that
Yeah,
to bring in any of your legendary cards, because you can play a bunch of legendary cards in Commander because you can only have one of each.
yeah. That's actually got to go in. What was the guy who? It was like it's a bard or something. I think it's in the Lord of the Rings set too. Uh,
Tom Bombadil.
Is it Tom Bombadil? Does
Mm-hmm.
he do something with legendaries? Like every legendary, you can do something. I can't remember what it was, but it was like
Sagas.
basically, what was it? Sagas?
Sagas. As
No,
long as
that's not the one. There was one that actually had some synergy for legendary, and so well, maybe I'm mixing it up. Maybe it was Sagas.
Yeah, as long as
Sweet.
there are 4 more lore counters among sagas you control, Tom Bombadil has hexproof and indestructible. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, reveal the cards from the top of your library until you reveal a saga card. Put that card onto the battlefield and rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. In a random order. This ability triggers only once each turn.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the one I was thinking of, but now I'm not sure.
It is the deck I'm building,
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I believe
for
that.
sure.
It sounds fun. But
Five
you
color
hate
sagas.
magic.
but I love Lord of the Rings, John.
But that has nothing to do with sagas. Lord of the Rings doesn't care about sagas.
Yes, it does. Tom Bombadil does.
It does now.
Not only is it Lord of the Rings, but they have Tom Bombadil as like a key character.
Well, that is cool. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
100% with
yeah.
that. Yeah, I'm 100%. I get you. Um,
I mean, will I
well,
play that deck more than 5 times? Maybe not, but
yeah,
we'll see.
it's all good. All right,
But,
we're moving on.
well, we did want to have the discussion on why history boxes are better reprints than Commander products.
Oh yeah, you claimed that even though it's the same thing as you mean Masters products,
Sure. What'd I say?
Commander products.
Masters products, yeah. Because the idea is the same, right? They are both reprints.
Yep, they're reprint sets.
What's the difference?
One comes with cool new art.
And a
The
higher
other
price
looks
tag.
uglier.
And a higher price tag. The
It's
price
probably
tag is
not.
the difference.
It's probably not a higher price tag per card at the end of the day. Because think about the EV if your cards are all bombs. That's the thing. I don't think your math is checked out there.
How much you are spending. Okay, let me do the math. Masters, Commander Masters draft box. How much is that?
It's less than $1 a card.
And how much is $1? How much is a card in a history box?
I have no idea.
See, the history box is a little more expensive, but it has 36 packs.
Yeah, this has so it's 74 cents a card in master price. I mean, it will be cheaper, but that's not really fair because if you look at a common in Fab, it's a penny. If you look at a common in most of Magic, it's like 12 cents. Like there's a difference between how all of it works. It's not a very good comparison if you're going to like a per card price or whatever. Point of the statement was that the EV of the cards typically is higher in a master's product, thus they can charge more and it works well enough. And it still is not so high that it keeps the price of these collectible staples from coming down a little bit. It's high enough that it keeps them from bombing down a lot, which would piss off people if you
Right.
have your expensive, whatever from this edition version of the card, and then they reprint it and it cuts it down into penny territory. You'd be pissed. So by keeping the price higher, it's actually protecting some of the people that have been playing and collecting longer from their cards devaluing. So there are reasons. I don't know that I fully agree with all of it.
So the
Obviously,
reprint would the reprints be targeted towards these reprint sets? Are they targeted towards newer players that don't have the cards, or are they targeted towards more invested players that already have the cards?
almost certainly to the newer players. Well,
Right.
I guess it
Same with history packs.
depends on the situation, honestly, because the reprints often will have like a new art treatment too. So
Absolutely.
like the collectors will want both. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what the actual thought process on who's targeted, but generally speaking, Masters products sell well because they just have a lot of very strong cards in them, you know?
Yes.
And so they're very strong cards that everyone wants and they're reprints of them and you can get them, you know? And it also means that like secondary market price comes down a little bit, which is better for the players too. For some of those that have like been a long time since they got a reprint and they're like $70 cards and stuff, you know?
Right. And the white border cards do that too.
Not really.
They
We haven't
did
seen
at the
that.
beginning.
We haven't seen that yet.
They were pretty cheap at the beginning, the white border cards.
No, remember
When
in the
they first came
beginning, they
out.
were more expensive than the black border because there was less of them on the market.
That
You
was silly.
remember?
That was silly.
That's what happens when it's not a high demand product, which is it wasn't
Right.
when it first came out. Now it's changed because we have a lot more players. So I
Right.
think like I think it did what it's supposed to do and it's equalizing correctly, but that's not how it was when it first came out
Right.
because it was kind of hard to get a hold of them in the beginning. You remember?
Here, because they were targeting other countries first.
It's true. Yeah, that's true. It was primarily for other countries first. That's true.
Yeah. Whereas
So yeah,
like when I've been talking to new players and they're like, "What box should I open?" My usual first question is, "Do you care about white border?" And if they say no, then I suggest they open history pack because
Oh,
none of
you
them
should be
know
careful with that
why.
because they can't get a lot of cards in history pack. Remember, this it's not every card.
I know.
Okay. Yeah. I
They're
mean, it
just
has
looking
staples and stuff, but yeah.
right. It has your Command and Conquers, it has your E Strikes, it has your Art of Wars, it has your um, legendaries, it has your Tunic, it has your
It doesn't have every legendary.
no, but it has Tunic. It has like your generic staples, and this is their I. This is after me telling them that they should just buy the singles that they want. But
Yeah, that's
then,
fair. Do that
then
first.
yeah,
Always buy singles, guys.
yes, always buy singles. But some of them have come to me and been like, "Hey, I don't really know. I just want to open some packs. What do you recommend?" And then I ask, "Well, what heroes are you interested in?" And they're like, "I don't
Yeah,
know."
that's the good question because if they have a hero, there's
Yeah,
usually an answer that's
right.
good.
And then, but they don't. They don't know.
Yeah.
And well, I was like, if you open history pack, you have a chance to open these generic staple cards, as long with getting cards from WTR, Arcane, and Crew. I know they're not all there, but at least you have some cards from those sets,
Yeah.
because they are now getting harder to find, and they're not gonna see them at the LGS. They'll see history pack.
Oh, fair. Yeah, if you're talking about just at the LGS
Yeah,
off the shelf, yeah,
yeah.
history pack is definitely the answer. Yeah,
hmm
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
But if they had told me, "Oh, I'm interested in Dromai or Phi," because one of them is interested in just the Uprising heroes, and I was like, "Well,
Yeah,
then just Uprising it is."
that's an answer. That's an easy answer.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah, I'm
interested
trying
in
to
Dromai and
think.
Phi, then you get Uprising.
What set? Courage of Bravehold. That's in Monarch.
True.
It's in Crew. Okay, yeah, that's not in here. Yeah, there. I was just confirming that some things aren't.
Yeah,
I
but
wasn't.
that
I wasn't sure.
unlimited is still pretty cheap.
I mean, it jumped. It definitely jumped with
Isn't it
the
like 20
others.
bucks?
Oh, for the actual card itself.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about the boxes.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Courage of Bleedle.
yeah. The actual card itself. Yeah, the single. I mean, single is always the way. It's
hmm
always the real answer.
Yeah, but if you don't know and you just want to open some packs,
Yeah. Yep. I just remember the few history packs I opened were pretty dissatisfactory. They felt very repetitive in what I got,
right?
and I
And
was
we
like,
are not
well, that
the market.
stinks. Agreed. Agreed.
Like I have not opened a single one.
I know. I like to understand what I'm talking about. Like I like to dig in and see what's what,
But yeah, I mean, I've
feel
watched
how it
people open them.
feels, get an idea of how bad or good it feels to open a pack of something.
Honestly, it's just I wouldn't. I'd have to put them in a different section of my collection, and I don't want a whiteboard section.
I mean, I'll be honest, I think I threw out every single card.
Oh,
I didn't need them. I
yeah.
like they were all stuff I already had and I didn't pull anything hot. So I was just like, "Oh, I don't really need or want these." So I just ended up putting them in the trash. But it's not like I haven't put black border cards in the trash too. So I'm just saying, it's happened.
I have not. I have not. I
I
have
have
every single
definitely done
one.
it when I have too much chaff, because there is definitely after you open enough product, there's stuff that is not worth holding on to for the most part.
Oh, that's when you give it to me, and I put it in all my giant like white boxes.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of giant white boxes too. It's not like
hmm
I throw away all of my commons that I don't. It's yeah. There's when you've drafted the set for the 35th time, and you
Yeah,
come home with some cards, and you don't really feel like putting them away. You just end up in the trash if they're common.
yeah.
Foils and rares and above all get protected, but everything else.
But the crazy summer is not over, for there is another contender entering
Yeah, when
Lorcana.
does that come out?
August, I think.
God, August is gonna suck. Or be awesome. I mean, if we can sell all this stuff, it will be awesome. But I don't think we're selling Lorcana.
No,
Although I will tell you, there will be waves, so we probably be able to
August.
get it after the release.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's going to be a lot of this first set.
Wow, Lorcana. What do you think about Lorcana?
I think it is cool. I think it is not a game that I will be playing. Um,
Isn't the core mechanic a lot like, not Soul Forge, but the other one?
I know
Other
they've recently shown gameplay, but I think
Yeah, I watched that, and people were saying it's very similar to oh god, not Soul Forge, the other Forge game, the same creators, I think, that was really popular before Soul Forge came out, and I think Soul Forge kind of was the next version of it or something. Um, Jeez, I can't remember. Leave it in the comments below. I can't remember the name of it, but we have some friends that have played it, and they were like, "Yeah, it feels very similar mechanic wise," which could be a good thing. People
you
are
would have played
comfortable with it.
Lorcana.
No, that no one's played it
No,
that we know, as far
no.
as I know. But the mechanics are the same. Like it's a very
Oh, I see.
similar base structure. You build up points
Got
or
it.
something to it and degree, and then you do a thing. I can't remember exactly. I did watch it, but I was just like, not for me, not for me.
No. Yeah, it seems cool. I don't know. I would download the app and play that if they may have one. But just knowing, just realizing, kind of come to the conclusion that like how much time and effort I invest into a card game should really be dependent on how much I actually play that card game. And Flesh and Blood is really the only one I want to make time for right now. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I do think that um, if any IP has a chance of coming in and making a splash, it's Lorcana. It's Disney.
I
Like
guess. I don't know.
it could also just go really bad really quick as
Yeah,
well.
I'm kind of curious. Like, okay, so I could see it taking up Pokemon's play space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the people that play Pokemon, this could disrupt that a little bit
Yes.
because it's a simplified game, so young people can play it. It's good for the family. Like you bring your kids and
Yep.
do that, right? Like it's all that's all the things it is.
Pokemon
The
doesn't have a
collective
very large player base though.
that's my point.
Yeah.
That's where I'm saying that's kind of where I'm leaning to is that it's not like this could disrupt what Pokemon's player base is. I don't know that it disrupts collectability because they've already said they're going to reprint multiple times intentionally. They don't want the cards to get expensive. They want to keep it cheap intentionally.
Yes.
So this is not a collectible game as far as I can tell.
Yeah, it
Um,
is. It will.
Yeah, it could be maybe eventually, but it doesn't sound like that's their intention at all. That they want a played game. They want
No.
a game
Yes,
that
I
they
agree.
can dump a million cards on the market, and the kids can all get around and sling it at their, in the back of their school, sort of thing. Like they
Yeah.
want it to be a staple in everyone's pocket, like Pokemon was when it first came out.
Yeah.
And they don't really care about the other side of that market, and I don't think they have to because they're Disney. You know,
Yeah.
and Disney stuff is already just collectible because it has Disney on it.
Yeah. And they do have rare, super rare, and legendary.
Sure. Yeah. But when you print a billion of them, and we
And
we know that
foils.
doesn't matter.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it'll be interesting. I will definitely check it out. Maybe we pick up the starter kit and just play a game, figure it out, see what we
Yeah,
think.
that's fine.
Um,
I'll give it a shot, but
yeah,
yeah, I'm definitely not getting deep into it. That's for sure.
no. And there was a post in our local shop that was asking for interest on Lorcana, and I got one thumbs up and two eyes.
Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah.
Wow. That little. I would have thought it would have been more.
Yeah. And people are saying like, they'll grab a box and two starters kits, or um, most people are saying they're down for a starter, maybe a box.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with that.
Yeah.
I just when they announced it the way they were changing the print,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, yeah, they're not trying to make this like a rare thing. They're trying to make
No.
it the opposite. They
And this
don't
will
want
be
it
in
to
your
be rare.
Targets, your Best Buy, your
Yeah. This is
Walmarts.
going to be everywhere. This is not a like. I hope people did not mortgage their house for this one because it is not meant for that.
No.
It may have a spike in the price initially
Oh,
before the
absolutely. When
second
it
wave
gets,
comes
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just like
but then the second and
One
third and
Piece,
fourth
where
and
One
fifth and
Piece went
sixth wave.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Although I think One Piece was actually like somewhat rare print. Like they didn't print enough at all.
Right, right. That's what I'm saying.
Is way more popular than they expected. This is kind of the opposite. They realized before
Right,
the print runs were done that it was going to be super popular, so they like quadrupled the amount of print
right.
they
And
did.
Bandai with One Piece has done that before,
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
where they generate hype for the game off the scarcity of the cards of the first set, and then come out
Oh,
with the second. Yeah,
interesting. It's like a intentional thing.
yeah,
Did not know that.
yeah. I think they did it with Digimon. No, forget some other. They've done it before.
All right. Do you want to move on to anything else? We've almost run the
Um,
hour, right?
yeah, almost. Did you want to touch on sorcery at all? Because there's that too.
I'm very excited for it. Rudy apparently is getting a naked art card as his promo for his kit that he's doing.
Sweet.
So yeah, mature adult art is definitely Rudy's thing. He's always loved it.
I mean, the pink
Um,
visor, right?
no, but the his whole thing about
Yeah,
like old
yeah,
school
yeah, yeah,
magic
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And that's what this game touches on. That's the kick it gives, is that nostalgia for old school magic, mature art style. It's just a different way.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that that's where he's going with it. I can't say that I expected a naked art. I hope it's uh like well done, nice and tasteful, not just some terrible thing. Because with Rudy, it could be either. So we'll see. We'll see how
Yeah.
that goes. I'm excited to see what his kit is. But other than that, I got my alpha boxes going. I have more than enough. I don't know that I'll flip them at all because I think a lot of people have more than enough, so that market will probably tank right away. Um, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays, and if the boxes are very draftable or not very good for drafting, and all the rest. And yeah, I'm still excited for it. I think the game is awesome. So
Yeah.
uh, we'll see. We'll see where it goes though, because I have a feeling it's gonna be hard to find people that will play on any consistency to make it worth building, like different types of decks and all that stuff.
Yep.
So that's the challenge.
Yep.
Um,
That's
good,
also
good
why
thing.
I'm just not really interested in other card games right now, because I already have that with Fab. I can just go every Thursday and I can go play my cards and don't have to
Yeah, I
think
have
about it or
gaming
worry about
groups.
it. Like I have Monday. Yeah, I know you do. But
Yeah, I got like multiple gaming groups that would probably play if I could convince them to play. And actually, of all the card games, this is probably the easiest because they're mostly board gamers.
yeah,
So
absolutely. Then that's what separates it for sure.
yeah, yeah. But I will say, most of my play, if I get like meta, if I nerd out on the meta stuff, trying to figure out different tech and how decks
Hmm.
work and stuff, is going to be through the league. They have an online league that's
Oh,
been
neat.
going pretty strong for a while now. So that'll be where I spend my time on this game if I get into that level with it. I haven't. I'm kind of holding off. I don't want to like burn out the exploration phase
Right, because
before
there's
I
only
get the
one set a year.
cards. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, I'm not touching it. I want to draft it. I want to draft it. And I have some people that said they draft it with me. So that's like, I'm hoping that's good. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be fun. It'll be interesting. The art's gorgeous though.
Oh,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
did you hear about the Dust system?
Yes. When you like there's a QR code on the bottom of the box.
Yeah, and when you like open and turn it in, you can get, I guess, merch, maybe special cards. I don't really know exactly. I didn't dig into it too much. Again, I'm trying not to learn too much before I
Yeah.
get the
Yeah.
product in my hands.
Yeah. I think
Trying to
it's neat.
preserve the hype. Yeah, I mean, it's something. It's interesting. They definitely have some really cool, like unique stuff. The Curiosa and like an unknown number of like hidden things out there in the world. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I am excited to play it for reals. I am excited to draft it for reals. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun game. It's very flavorful, and I love flavor in games. Like that's kind of the thing I like the most. Actually, it's one of the reasons I like Vincent so much, and I really hope she takes damage and does things that are awesome
Yeah.
as part of her mechanic. Because I feel like she's got nails in her arms. That has to be what she does. Why else would you put nails in your arms?
No idea.
Cool.
Last thing I wanted to touch on was Pokemon.
What about?
Scarlet Violet. We're one set in. We're just about to get our second set. It's a very different landscape. People are, I think, missing because we are now over halfway through May, and we have heard no reprint discussion
Yeah, there's
in
nothing.
Sword and Shield era products.
Total lies. All those rumors were just BS or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what's going
It's-
on. A lot of the Sword and Shield era stuff has been kind of stagnant or just kind of sitting at the same
Yep.
price,
Yep.
um, which I thought was very interesting. And I was like, oh, well, maybe it's because people like the new set and they like the higher pull rates and stuff. People don't like the new high pull rates. People like pain.
They like pain. I like it.
People like having to open these crazy Evolving Skies booster boxes and Sword and Shield era stuff before the trainer gallery, or even with some of the sets with the trainer gallery, like Brilliant Stars, where there are some like truly really hard cards to pull. And then you get to Scarlet Violet, and there are no really hard cards to pull. Um, they did it right, and they got I wouldn't say right, but they changed things, and now no card in the Scarlet Violet base set is really holding that much value. Because it used to be in like the Sword and Shield ones, there are certain cards that you pull, and that's pays for the whole box, and that's it.
Now, is that fair though? Because I'm very new to Pokemon space, but
Mhm.
Sword and Shield base set was
Right. So that's
kind
where I
of
was going
always a
next.
garbage, box. Even
So
when
that's
I
where I
was
was
doing
going
the
next.
price
Yeah.
tracking, I think it was still 120 when everything else was spiking, and that's like the release price, basically,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So let's wait. Let's find out. See what they do.
No, and then I think Paldea Evolved is going to be it's very similar. It's already being opened. Some Targets, Walmart's already put it out early, even though
Oh,
it's not
really?
supposed to come out
Yeah, I
until
was gonna say I didn't know
June.
that. Oh my god, that's crazy.
So yeah, like blister packs and stuff like that are being opened. And I mean, it's fine. It's no big deal. If you want to pay full retail for blister packs and stuff like that for a set
That's
that's
fair.
going to be cheap when it comes out, fine. Great. Congratulations. Um, but the following two sets after seem very interesting. That's one after Paldea is Obsidian Flames, which we're going to get some cool Charizard variants. So we're going to have the Charizard test check in Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, they'll come back by then. They'll come back by then.
So what I'm saying is like they every couple sets we get their Charizard, right?
Yep. Yep.
There's going to be multiple variants of the Charizard.
Yep.
We've seen them. The alt art looks incredible, but then there's the one there's the Charizard, there's the crystallized versions of, I think they did Arcanine and Gyarados in the base set. I didn't see the ones in Paldea. But for Obsidian, they did Charizard, and he looks ridiculous, like so
Oh,
silly.
I,
um,
yeah. I don't know if that matters. Does it?
that does, yeah, that one
It
does.
does.
The people
Okay.
really don't like the crystallized.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What if it's a really cool foil treatment too?
it's not.
Oh,
It's
well,
your
never mind.
typical gold. Yeah. Um, but it'll be interesting to see Obsidian Flames, and then the following set 151, which is an ode to the original 151 Pokemon, which is super cool. I am very excited for that one. I think that might be my next pickup for Pokemon. I will probably skip Obsidian Flames, and I am skipping Paldea Evolved. Uh, just, I don't know. I feel like I can wait, and it'll be okay.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
So, it's been a while since we talked about Pokemon, so I just wanted to bring up
Yeah, totally fair.
where
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are, where the sets are coming along, and
I bought a case of the last. I'll probably follow suit and skip those two. That's my guess.
yeah.
Might buy a booster box of each because I still have a booster box of all the Sword and Shield stuff. I still have one of each, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it's interesting with like the new. It's funny how they raised MSRP, and then the boxes, instead of being like 80, 90, are now like 100 and change. But it didn't go up proportionate to MSRP, because
Oh, really?
MSRP changed from 144 to 163 or something, and so it only going up like $10 um, from like the lows. Because
Yeah.
really, when TCG Player and you see it for what it's going for now, like 106 or whatever, they're probably selling that at a loss.
Oh, yeah. I would expect. Yeah, that's probably true.
Which
But
is
that's
wild.
not
No, it's
uncommon.
not. No, it's not.
It's a little uncommon for this last era of Pokemon because it seemed like you could just buy and sell pretty easily. Was it like the Chilling Reign? What was the last few sets in
No, Chilling Rain was like $84 for a long time.
yeah, it's
$80
not.
maybe.
What was the last few sets though?
Oh,
In uh in Sword
Lost
and Shield.
Origin,
Lost Origin,
Silver
that's the ones.
Tempest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They because it was in the middle of that hype bubble, like
Hmm?
that was a nice time.
Well, not much Silver Tempest actually came out. So that's the kind of cool thing about Silver Tempest is it's a very playable set. It still has Lugia. It's starting to lose favor in the meta, but it still has a lot of very meta relevant cards in it. Um, so it had that big wave when it came out, but then really hasn't had much besides supplementary products afterwards.
Yeah,
It
kind of
seems like
weird.
there's still a scarcity of booster boxes, which makes me confused why. Like, I wonder if people are waiting to see if there's news on reprints, and I would
Oh,
expect a spike.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Because the rumor went around. Everyone was like, "Oh, reprints are
yeah,
coming." But now it's like, where?
yeah.
When? It's like they keep saying it. They've been saying it since March,
February,
remember?
March, June.
Yeah. Yeah, it just keeps getting pushed back. It's like eventually it's not coming, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else you want to touch on before we wrap up here?
Nope, that's it. We apologize if our fab watch is a little late.
You will
We
be.
will be hiking in California, and you want that to be contemporaneous. We can't pre-record that because otherwise the market will be different by the time you listen to it.
That would just be silly.
It would be weird. It wouldn't be much fun.
Yeah.
People would yell at us for having the prices all wrong.
And now we can just have speculative things about the cards that were revealed and hope nothing else gets revealed until Sunday, which I doubt.
No, yeah, I
It's
think we
usually
have a
like
nice
the armory.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the armory announcements and then maybe like a single card reveal happens every once in a while. But
Right.
preview season's right around the corner.
Yep.
So we might get one in the next 2 weeks and then preview season starts like I think 2 weeks after that, sometime around there. And then,
Cool.
we'll get the full list at that point.
Yeah.
I like the way they do their previews. They do a good job with it. I hope they don't change it because I really do like it.
Yeah, and it's pretty close to release as well.
Yeah. It's kind of a perfect pacing of hype buildup.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Well, until next week when we're back with Fab Watch on whatever day that happens. We will catch you guys later.
Have a good one.